Hi everyone, I just got back from my getting my Tysabri. I fell asleep in the car. Notice how good I felt prior. I usually go through this. You can tell by my eyes. I'm I get very tired, fatigued afterwards. And I always need to, well, not always. It's funny. Sometimes I don't feel the way that I do right now. I was feeling great. You saw when I was getting my infusion. As soon as we were headed home, right before I took the picture or the video in the car, we stopped to have some quick lunch because my husband had something to do. And he brought me straight home to rest. I fell asleep in the car. I just literally passed out in the car. I have this terrible headache, and I do get a headache sometimes after getting infusions. And the reason why I'm making this part of the video is to let you know that it's not all, you don't always not have symptoms from, like, say, the infusion. I not always, but usually end up with a bit of a headache, and I was kind of stupid this time. Usually I take ibuprofen before I leave. I was just so busy to get ready and get out on time because it's such a long drive that I forgot to take it this time. So I've got a screaming headache from heck, like my little boy says, from AG double hockey sticks. But I'm walking. And I'll tell you, it's worth it to me to walk, because I can get up anytime I want, and I can walk in there and get the bottle of ibuprofen, and I can just take it. And I can walk here, and I can walk there. And if I really feel like it, I can walk downstairs. And it's just great to be able to just walk. What a simple thing. And it's one of those things you just take for granted. You know who brought that to my attention was my husband. After I got out of the hospital, I think it was the first, or excuse me, a second time, whenever I got back from the hospital, first or second time, can't remember which, he was helping me up the stairs and everything, and then we were just sitting talking. He brought me some ice water, and we were sitting talking. I was really happy to be home. And he said, the thing that I never realized is what we just take for granted, something as simple and normal as just walking up and down the stairs, because I couldn't do it. And it was one of those things I just wished so badly that I could do. And when I was in the hospital, the physical therapy person in charge of physical therapy, she was a beautiful lady, just the nicest lady ever, called me one day in the room and said, would it be okay if I brought a friend by to see you? And I said, oh, sure. She said, I think it might make you feel better. I said, sure. So a couple hours later, I hear this sound like outside my hospital room door, and I was like, I wonder what that is. And all of a sudden, knock, knock, and then I hear the girl I was telling you about. She says, Teresa, can I come in? I've got somebody here to see you. I said, sure. And she opens up the door, and here's this dog, this beautiful big dog, and he was like kind of a brownish color. He was just adorable dog. And she said, I'd like you to meet Toast. And as the dog walked closer to my bed, I realized that dog was in a doggy wheelchair. And he took one look at me, and this dog just kept trying to talk to me. And they're taught to be quiet because they're in the hospital. They're not allowed to, and they know, because he had been a therapy dog for many years. And she said, I can't believe he's doing this. I'm apologizing. I said, no, don't. What he was doing is he was making this sound like to me. And I said, oh, really? Is that right? Really? Tell me some more. And he was just going into all this whole story that he had to tell me. It was so important that he had to get this story out. And I knew he was trying to tell me something, but at the time I didn't really know what, and she just kept apologizing. The handler kept saying, "I'm so sorry, Toast, shh, you know you're not allowed to do that." She said, "It's unlike him. He's never done this before." And he came over to me and started licking me, and she said, "That's another thing. He knows better. He's not allowed to kiss. No kissing, ever, ever, ever." And Toast just ignored his handler and did what he wanted to do. Well, as she was leaving, I said, "Thank you so much for coming by. Just feeling the dog and everything made me feel so good, because I have 2 little dogs at home, and I was missing my home, so much. I'd been there a couple of weeks, and I really missed home." And I said, "Oh, by the way, before you leave, what happened to Toast to kind of land him in this wheelchair?" And doggy wheelchair. It was so cute. It was a total doggy wheelchair with the hind legs up, And she said, "Oh, didn't I tell you?" I said, "No." She said, "He has a form of doggy MS." And it hit me right then and there. That little dog, you know how dogs sense things? I think that dog knew I had MS, and that little dog was trying to tell me something. He was trying to talk to me and say, "Look, I have the same thing. Don't worry, everything's going to be okay." He was so cute, and I felt so good. It was such a good, just a wonderful one of those things. And that's what I was telling you before. Don't ever forget to stop and smell the flowers, because there could be a secret message inside of a little dog meant just for you. If you are unaware, you won't notice. And if you're too caught up in systems and what's going on around you and having things a certain way, you'll miss these things. These are very important opportunities for change for you. And I just got as much out of everything as I could, so that when I came home, I had my own tools that I created for myself, even. Just as if it was really funny, because I remember right before they brought me up to the physical therapy area, they told me I couldn't use my right hand at all. I couldn't even hold paper between it, but I was forcing myself to use it anyway. I'd take this hand and I'd take this hand and I'd make it do things, because I was so afraid that I was going to use the ability in my right hand and become left-handed. And they actually told me, when I got up to the rehabilitation floor at the hospital, they actually told me they couldn't believe that I discovered to do that on my own, because they said that that's exactly what they would have told me to do, because it's the old thing, use it or you'll lose it. So anyway, everybody, I'm going to go take a little nap now after my Tysabri, and Louise, I'm thinking of you. Sorry I haven't written back, but I figured this is better than writing back. So anyway, take care, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.